Why haven't the hospital called yet? Why has my YouTube channel been taken down? Who's making me eat pizza? And what beats cancer in top trumps? What? Come this way, through the curtain of blurred colons, and find out what's going on in my cancer story. Welcome to the Tumour-tastic
Video Diary number 22.
Hi, Scats here.
I know who you are.
It's Friday, May the 17th, and this is Video Diary number 22. As you know, I've been waiting for a call from the new hospital. Well, I say new. It's new to me, but it's actually very old and spookily reminiscent of a mental institution crossed with a set from Lord of the Rings, complete with a tiny doctor who could be a miniature elf. We just don't know. No. And it might not be polite to ask.
Oh, but you'd love to do that, wouldn't you? I know you.
Anyway, as I was writing this, I was still waiting for the call to let me know the start date for this second round of treatment, the IV chemo plus chemo tablets. The chemo tablets were added to the plan at some point. After the meeting between the oncologists and the surgeon prior to the first treatment, they told me the second treatment would just be IV chemo, once every 3 weeks. But now they've added chemo tablets a week after the IV. Well, I expect they'll carry on adding things like chemo drops, chemo jelly babies and chemo suppositories by the time I arrive at the new old hospital with the tiny doctor. We just don't know. But it seems to be a growing trend, adding new and exciting ways to get dangerous chemicals into my poor discombobulated body.
Keep them suppositories away from me.
Since I spoke to you last, I've had a couple of meals out, which was lovely. Our very good and generous friend Amanda cooked me and Liz a meal at her house. We had roast beast, nom, and some of Liz's family treated us to an Italian meal in Malaga, and that was pasta-tastic. Oh yes. So I've been eating really well in this in-between period. Actually, I should rephrase that. I've been eating a lot. Eating well suggests I've been eating healthily. But I think it's fair to say I've been stuffing my face with carbohydrates most of the time, while I can.
That's right. Feed me, Scatsy. Have some more ice cream.
In between the meals out, I've had pizza more than once. I even made one myself out of some focaccia bread, which was more like cheese on toast with sliced tomatoes on top. But what's the difference, eh? We just don't know, do we? We just don't know. All I know is that someone is making me eat pizza. And one day I'll find out who it is.
I think we all know who it is.
It's probably the same person who's making me drink beer when I just don't want it. No, I don't.
Yeah, you just keep telling yourself it's not you.
Now, did I tell you my YouTube channel has been taken down? Ah! And not this one, of course, or you wouldn't be watching, would you? No, it's the Catsman channel they've removed. U2 Spain is safe, hopefully. But YouTube wrote me an email to tell me that on Catsman I'd violated their spam, deceptive practices and scams policy. That's all they said. No details of exactly how or what they thought I'd done. So I appealed against it, asking for more details. And all they said was this:
Spam, 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 spam.
We have reviewed your channel carefully and confirmed that it violates our spam, deceptive practices and scams policy. We know that this is probably disappointing news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all.
Spam, 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 spam.
So no details at all then, just a repeat of exactly what policy I'm supposed to have violated. I tried to appeal again and asked them to please let me know what I've done wrong, because I've read the policy and I don't think I've broken their rules at all.
You've been hacked, mate. I wonder who could have done that.
The only videos on Catsman are the video diaries and the random word songs and some of my old songs. And all of that, except for the old songs, which have been on there for ages, so if that's what was wrong, they'd have closed the channel down years ago. All of the rest is on U2 Spain as well. I wrote all that on my appeal, asking whether the ban was because I had identical videos on two channels, but I can't see why that would be a problem. There's nothing deceptive or spammy about doing that.
Deceptive? What?
I was completely transparent on all the videos. My biggest worry is that if they're banning me for things I'm doing on Catsman, they might ban U2 Spain too for doing exactly the same things. Then that's a source of income gone. It's bad enough not being able to do many gigs at all this year. If U2 Spain goes down, just won't know what to do.
Oh, you poor pathetic fool.
It's so frustrating. There's no way of getting in touch with YouTube either. I can chat with someone through the YouTube Spain channel because that one is monetized, so chat is available. But they won't talk about the Catsman channel while I'm chatting through YouTube Spain. I'm signed on through a different Google account, you see. They just keep saying, sign on to Catsman and contact them again. But that channel isn't monetized, so chat isn't available. The only thing to do is appeal, but when I try that again, I get an email saying, it looks like a previous appeal has been denied. Please look at the email for additional details on the rejection. But there are no details on there! FFS!
That's right. Wind up the stress. Freddy needs feeding.
There is, however, a forum where I can ask questions. So I've tried that. So far, I've had no answers though. I'll keep you all updated on how many times I scream at my computer with many, many swear words. A lot of them are unrepeatable on YouTube. They'd get me banned. There's irony for you. My plan so far is to just keep going on YouTube Spain and keep the video diaries and music on there, but put them on separate playlists. I mean, keeping the more personal stuff separate was the only reason for kicking off the Catsman channel in the first place. Well, that and the music.
Oh no, not more bloody music.
Talking of music, I was able to do a gig last week while I was feeling okay, and I have one tonight as well. They'd been booked by my duo partner under the name, the band name, Cool and Groovy. I'm the groovy one, of course. That goes without saying.
Shut it, you ponce.
My mate, who goes by the name Cool, had slipped the word hopefully before groovy on the poster, on the off chance that I'd feel well enough to play and sing with him. The gig was on Saturday night, but on Saturday morning I got a message from Cool to say he was in hospital after having chest pains during the night, and he'd had 2 stents fitted, which means heart attack. So that was a bit of a shock.
I had a nice little chat with my mate Maxwell, the myocardial infarction. He's a pain in the arm.
And of course, on Saturday, he wasn't fit to lift a PA system and perform that night, so I decided to do a solo set as the Catsman instead. It turned out to be a really good gig with a fabulous audience. I gave it my all. And actually quite a lot more besides. Loads of ska songs and lively, dancey, sing-alongy stuff. I even managed to dance around quite a lot myself, which surprised everyone who knew my condition.
Say my name.
It surprised me, to be honest. I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but hey, the show must go on. A show must go on. And it did. I was knackered by the end, though, and even more so the following day. But given the chance, I'd do the same again. And I will tonight. So don't be surprised if I'm looking really worn out on the live show tomorrow morning. Chris and I have set it up to be kind of self-propelling. He's got loads of info and stories to tell, so I can relax a bit.
We'll soon see about that.
I'm sending out best wishes now through the ether to my mate Cool. He does have a real name, by the way, but let's just call him Cool for now, shall we? I did say to him, he's taken one-upmanship to a new level. In the game of health problems top trumps, I think heart attack just beats colorectal cancer by a narrow margin, mostly on the marks for potential for sudden death. I'm going to have to pull out something much more painful and deadly if I want to win this game.
That can be arranged.
Although, having said that, this is one game I'm quite happy to be losing. Get well soon, mate. We'll try and find a date when we're both feeling well enough as soon as we can. Still alive.
It won't last forever.
I tell you what though, doing that gig last weekend was a real tonic. It lifted my heart and soul to be back on stage. The power of music and dance, eh? And the buzz of an audience. There's nothing quite like it. If I can find a way of performing when I'm at my lowest ebb during this treatment, then I will. Even if it means being completely knackered for a few days. I'm sure it's not only good for the soul, it'll help to heal me.
Not if I've got anything to do with it.
There's no random song today, but I will upload last week's song onto this channel so you can all hear it. I'd only put it on the Catsman channel, and of course that's disappeared. So check it out. I'll release it very soon after this one, I think. I was quite pleased with it. It's just great to hear all of your random words come together and spark my imagination at the same time.
Spark my imagination, pods.
Well, that's all for this week. Next week I will have something else to say, and possibly to sing too. Send me some more random words. Tune in next Friday for another thrilling episode of Feck Off Freddy.
You toe rag.
Keep your fingers and your toes crossed, you lovely people, and as always, raise your drinking receptacle with me.
Still alive, are you sure?
And of course, let's do the cancer dance.